In this video, we're going to be discussing the proper way to play chords on the guitar. This video is definitely very recommended for those who are first starting out on guitar and finding it difficult to play certain chords. So let's take our C major chord in this video. So the proper way to play this chord when first starting out is not entirely how I just played it right there. So what do I mean by that? Well, first of all, when I just played it, I had my thumb way too far up above the neck. When starting out, your hand needs to get used to how you play the chords. Only after a lot of time can you play them, well, a little bit more lazy-like. So, to start out, you need to make sure that your thumb is about halfway on the neck in the back. This will provide enough leverage in the front for you to reach your fingers over. If your thumb is too high, then you may have trouble grasping the neck properly, or your fingers may touch the other strings. So once we have our thumb towards the center in the back, what we also got to make sure is that our fingers are properly curled. So when we reach over, we want to make sure that there's this pocket of space between the bottom of the neck and our hand. Once we do that, we need to make sure that each digit of our fingers is properly curled. We want to make sure it looks something like this. When starting out, some people will start to notice that their fingers may fall a little bit. They might fall a little bit flat. They may not be used to staying curled like this. But if they start to fall flat, take your other hand and make sure that they are properly curled. Lastly, we need to make sure that you're using the harder part of your fingertips and not so much the fattier part. So if the fingertip is directly put on the string, with the digits of your fingers being curled, as well as your thumb halfway in the back, you should be able to get the proper sound. Now, the other thing to watch for is that if your fingers are not properly curled, or if they are a little bit misplaced, they may be touching another string. Very commonly with the C major chord, often the middle finger might touch the open G string, and you might get that sound. Instead, you want to make sure that when you're curling your fingers and you're using the tips of your fingers to play the strings, that they are directly hitting the string you want them to hit. If you do start to hear that kind of sound, make sure that you identify which finger is causing that problem. You can do that by just playing the string and seeing where you feel the string hitting your finger, and then curl it properly, and also take your other hand to make sure that you put it in the right place as well. If you follow these few steps, you should be able to start playing the basic chords right away.